Steady now.
While perhaps lacking the depth or refinement of its peers, Mortal Kombat captivated many a gamer in its heyday thanks to a combination of over-the-top violence and accessible gameplay. With such success, it spawned a multimedia juggernaut that includes films and TV shows. Unfortunately, despite a series of strong installments over the course of the 5th and 6th generations, the series shows signs of decline, with the tepid Armageddon and Mortal Kombat vs DCU not satisfying bloodthirsty gamers, while the closure of Midway seemed to mark the death knell of a once iconic franchise. Luckily, Warner Bros. Picked up Ed Boon in his studio, and after rebranding to NetherRealm Studios, would release Mortal Kombat's 9th entry in 2011, a true return to form. MK9 is a rebooted love letter to fans of the series. The core fundamentals remain, accessibility mixed with absurd violence, but the return to a 2D plane proves welcome. Along with this, the main new mechanic is a super meter, which charges up to 3 levels. The initial allows you to power specials, the second lets you interrupt a combo, while the last gives way to the most notable addition to the fighting, X-ray moves. These powerful attacks are uninterruptible, and see players performing a series of potent attacks shown through bones cracking and X-ray vision. The super meter charges with usage of specials along with blocking and taking damage, adding tactical nuance to fights and the chance to sway the outcome of a battle. The revamped engine means this is the best the fighting has felt in years, thanks to responsive controls and tight collision detection. It allows play for both skilled and casual gamers, as insane combos can be learned while potent moves can be spammed by those less well versed, and it's a riot either way. The ultra-violent fatality finishers make a welcome return after the rather flaccid finishes of MK vs DCU. What makes MK9 stand above its peers is the sheer quality and quantity of modes it offers. The story mode is truly fantastic.
What is wrong?
Strange visions.
Taking place at a retconned climax of Armageddon, where Shao Kahn, imbued with godlike power, is about to lay the smackdown upon Raiden, the Thunder God sends a message to his past self in an attempt to prevent the end of everything. However, as those who understand the butterfly effect theory will know, changing the past can have catastrophic consequences, and this story gladly demonstrates that.
Good idea.
Despite essentially being a series of fights, some of which are frustratingly difficult, the story here is absolutely worthwhile. It's cheesy to the point of stinking, but it's got charm in spades and tons of fan service that will especially please those who grew up with the original trilogy, as there are a lot of crossover events. It's one of the most exciting story modes a fighter has seen.
That's it. Ha ha! Oh yeah, I'm so pretty. And I'm taking you down, I'm taking you down, I'm taking you out, I'm taking you out, and I'm taking you out for dinner.
Meanwhile, Challenge Tower caters to those wanting a diverse test of their skills. A series of 300 unique tasks, the sheer variety of challenges is jaw-dropping. Fights can limit what moves can be used, both competitors can see their arms removed and force you to use kicks, and one sees you fighting on a tilting world where landing moves tilts the plane and sees health draining. It's absolutely wild. There's also an assortment of test your style challenges. Might and sight tests are old hat, but Test Your Luck sees a slot machine dictating mods that will be applied to the forthcoming match, whether that's a headless combat or reversing the controls. Again, it's often completely absurd, but it proves really engaging. The initial challenges ease you in, but later ones can really test your skills, and it will take well over 10 hours to complete fully. Another enjoyable endeavour. There are also plentiful competitive modes, along with an intriguing cooperative option. Arcade ladders return, allowing you to unlock endings for each character, but a tag ladder lets you bring a second player along for the ride, with coin earned for both profiles. Versus lets players on the couch square off, and combat codes let you shake up the matches. Online allows solo and tag matches, as well as King of the Hill, a sort of spectator event where you can rate players' performances as you partake or spectate fights. Connection issues can be a problem at points, but it's fairly rare considering, and there's something enjoyable about a gladiatorial mode where you can watch pros tear each other up, sometimes literally. All modes, both solo and competitive, reward coin, which can be spent in the crypt, which has been expanded to such an insane degree, with multiple areas to unlock goodies such as costumes, concept art, and codes such as cheats and fatalities. MK9 runs on Unreal Engine 3, which was quite dated by 2011, but despite this, it looks pretty crisp. The strongest aspect is its animations, with story scenes showcasing emotive actions, while fatalities are gruesomely animated. Characters, retaining an exaggerated look, showcase impressive damage modelling as torn clothes, wounds, and there's buckets of blood spilt during fights. The number of fight settings is a little on the small side, but those present prove detailed and manage to balance nostalgic returns and newer designs quite well. Audio is also solid. The bone-cracking X-rays and disgustingly squishy fatalities sound as they should. The voice work is cheesy, but it is a perfect fit for the game's tone. The music, which eschews the B-movie vibes in favour of a more natural soundtrack, works, but is perhaps less notable as a result. After a couple of disappointing entries and fears of the series' demise, Mortal Kombat offered the blood-soaked revival fans were craving. NetherRealm Studios refined and reinvented the fighting, incorporating new features to catch up to competing games while keeping its gruesome identity intact. It's stocked with content for both types of gamers. Solo players can digest the nostalgia-fueled story or partake in the ludicrous challenge tower, while competitive play is present as ever. Potent presentation, the return of violent fatalities, and its renowned balance of accessibility and depth mean MK was one of the best fighters of the generation. Fans and fighting aficionados had no excuse not to enlist in Mortal Kombat.
Dun dun dun. Look, guys, I'm an actor. I save the world for the cameras. If this emperor is really a threat, call the military.